Hi, Saul Klein, National Association of Realtors Conference and Expo, San Francisco 2019. I'm here with Rebecca Jensen from the big MLS in the Chicagoland area, MRED, M-R-E-D. Now we're going to talk about a lot of things. We want to talk about MRED, we want to talk about the grid, we want to talk about off MLS, we want to talk about off MLS solutions. Did I leave anything out?
I think that's good.
Well,
Homesnap.
Homesnap, we'll talk about them too. So let's talk first about MRED and the stuff, big MLS, great MLS.
Yeah, thank you. Yep, we've got over 45,000 real estate professionals that we provide service to, mostly in Illinois, but we also spill over the borders of our surrounding states. And we're an MLS that is broker-owned and association-owned, so that's pretty unique in the MLS arena. And we pride ourselves in being a good servant leader to our broker customers, and as a result, we find ourselves involved in a lot of different initiatives that some of which you just mentioned. So
that is kind of interesting, broker-owned and association-owned. That does add a little bit different dynamic to the leadership of an MLS, if you really think about it.
It's really inclusive,
yeah.
So we have the majority of our board of managers are brokers, but we also have association executives on our board, and we also have strategic managers. So we have Art Carter, and our newest strategic manager to come on board is Jeremy Crawford with FMLS.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Well, so you guys are always on the front edge because you have to be.
Yeah.
And so one of those projects is the grid, right? Because we're siloed pretty much in real estate data, right? And so you're participating in something called the grid. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the grid really came from a couple different places. When I first came to MRED from Utah, I was approached by Mr. John Mosey, that we all know and love, out of Minnesota, and he had a vision to have MLSs across the Midwest work together to solve the tough problems. And I was just coming off of the board of RESO, where I had been the board chair for a while.
Real Estate Standards
Organization, exactly. Another organization that I'm very passionately a part of. And so at RESO, I had heard a lot of broker pain points as it applied to not just adopting a standardized data feed, but also getting a standardized license agreement and some standardized processes. And so it was the culmination of John Mosey of RESO and with the progressive leadership at MRED that brought the grid into being, along with other MLSs across the country. So right now the grid has 10 MLSs total. We have another one that's working on it, and we're actively seeking other MLSs that might be interested to help really solve those broker pain points surrounding adoption of RESO standards, and also making it easy to bring technology into real estate so people can compete better. Standards at every single level. We just want to make MLS data easy to use, easy to do business with.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you guys are also real active then with Homesnap and that project. So tell us about Homesnap and what that really is. What is that?
Yeah, Homesnap has been a fun project, something that was grassroots from the brokers. So based upon the fair display guidelines, which are almost like the Bill of Rights for use of broker data, brokers said MLSs and brokers should partner to bring about a consumer-facing portal that really benefits both consumers and brokers alike, and something that is really an industry-grown initiative as opposed to the other third-party portals that we all know, that just have basically different tenants, business models, and goals.
Yep.
So it's something that MRED has really championed. We pay for consumer-facing advertising. We've done deep integration with our MLS system vendor, and I'm on the board of managers of Homesnap, and so we support it as much as we possibly can because we really believe in it. And it's very gratifying to hear our brokers talk about how many leads they are getting from Homesnap, and that they don't have to spend on the other sites. So it's working. It's really working well in our market.
So lead's a very controversial area, right?
Yeah.
Who gets whose lead and so on. And we used to have this saying back in the old Realtor.com days, your listing, your lead.
Right.
Is that kind of the concept here?
That is one of the main tenets of the fair display guidelines, and that brokers really have control. Part of the fair display guidelines also talks about fair display of how the data comes up, so you can't pay for placement to make your lead more featured than somebody else's, that the broker always gets attribution, so you don't have to scroll down 3 pages to find who that's brought to you by. Again, it's more of the industry saying this is what we approve of, and it can work with consumers because Homesnap is a really cool product and consumers love it.
Well, and again, once again, what this is doing, it's addressing pain points.
Absolutely.
Right? There's a solution.
Yep.
Addressing
we
pain
are
points.
a solution
and that's
oriented.
What you guys are looking for.
Right.
Which is great. So one more thing before we let you go, and that is this off MLS Pocket List. I know a lot of names and incorrect names for something, but this is an issue where people have been complaining that listings have been withheld from the MLS and they're put on a certain site, and then the realtors don't know that what's available in the marketplace, and it makes realtors look bad. And so there's something going on right here at NAR tomorrow. They're going to vote on something that would kind of change. Actually, I don't think it changes so much. It kind of resets when you have to put your listing in. And, But I still think you need to build solutions around it, and I think you guys have built a solution around this.
We absolutely have. So the policy change, known like the Clear Cooperation Policy or Policy Statement 8.0, is something that MRED has had, not exactly word for word, but almost word for word. We've had that in place in our market for about 3 years now. And we created that policy years ago based upon feedback from our brokers. We held several focus groups to understand what was happening in the market, and just my belief in the MLS being a marketplace, it works more efficiently if it is a balanced marketplace, balanced between listing brokerages and buyers brokerages. And so we were getting a lot of complaints from the buyers brokerages saying, hey, MLS, you're not doing your job, because I'm having my clients ask me, what about that listing with the sign outside and it's not in the MLS, and that is your job. Don't make me go find it somewhere else online and try to hunt it down through the broker's website or through these Facebook groups or all of these other places. They should be on the MLS. And so we adopted that policy, but we also adopted our private listing network, which is a way that we can address those listings that aren't ready for mainstream marketing. They're not ready to go. They're coming soon. There's a lot of different stories surrounding listings, and my whole philosophy is that it's important for an MLS to listen to those types of stories. You know, some people might say, oh, they're the edge case. That's not my philosophy. I think that if you build a system and a policy that can handle those, then the rest of it will naturally come with it. And so that's what we've done through the private listing network. And we had a lot of questions about our solution, and so that's why we composed a white paper that has not only our solution, but we reached out to other MLSs that have done similar things in their marketplaces. They're included in our paper. We have statistics, we have sample policies, we have sample association agreements. Just we're trying to be helpful, because I am a firm believer that MLSs work more efficiently when they talk to each other. And so that's what we're trying to do. And so, like I said, MRED's already had this policy for a long time, but I'm a big supporter of having NAR adopt it so that other MLSs who want to adopt it can have that full backing of the National Association of Realtors.
So this is really a white paper written really for the industry.
It is
MLSs
for the
and
industry.
Associations. And if someone wants to get a copy of it, how could they get a copy of it?
MREDLLC.com under news, and we have it there. Or feel free to reach out to me, Rebecca at MREDLLC.com, and we're just here to help. So that's our philosophy. And can I say one more thing, just on a totally different thing? Selfishly, I'm up for re-election on the RESO board of directors, and so I would appreciate anyone voting for me that's affiliated there.
I would say absolutely. There's nobody better to sit on the RESO board than Rebecca, so I would echo that and say,
thank you.
You need anybody that is in a position to provide that support. Boy, that would be great, because you guys are doing great things. I've read your white paper. As a matter of fact, I cut it in pieces so I could send pieces out to people.
Wonderful.
And the more people that look at it, I think the better. And thanks for all your hard work, Rebecca. And thanks for meeting with us
Thank
today.
you. I certainly appreciate it. Thanks.